Okay, so good evening, everybody, and thank you all for joining for this session. And today being a festival day, so I know it is. I mean, like you would want to finish off very fast, and then also see that you are going to celebrate. So I will not take much of a time. I think it should not take more than 1 hour, 1 hour, 15 minutes at the max, provided if there are any questions. Okay, what I will do now is basically I'll be muting all the participant, and in between, if you people have any question, you have any doubt, you can raise your hand and then you can unmute yourself, and then you can ask the question, so that we can have this session more of an interactive session, rather than being a one-way dump of the information. Right? Good to go. Okay, so I'm now just muting all of you. Right. Okay. So I have a small presentation. Let me just. Today's session basically, I will be covering. I'll be covering on the highlight of the long-awaited Tally's latest release, which was originally called as Tally 18, and then now it's been, rechristened or renamed as Tally Prime. Okay, one second. Right. So, Tally being the technology partner of many customers, the MSMEs of our country, has been innovating, and we know that Tally has been providing simpler and best experience for all the Tally users. So, we will see what is there in store in Tally Prime for all of you. So, there is no major changes. So, the first very important information that I would like to share with all of you is that as far as the features and functionalities of accounting module, inventory module, and the taxation module is concerned, it is the same thing, right? So there is no enhancement or there is no addition to any of the existing features. In release 1, Tally is just given a complete new look and feel, and there are various other enhancements, and couple of new features have been added. So that is exactly what we will be seeing in today's session, right? So let's say what is there in store for us. So let's introducing Tally Prime for all of you. So Tally ERP is no more, okay, and the new version of Tally Prime is there for all of you to get a completely new experience. So the curtain raiser part, what is that we are going to see? The highlights of Tally Prime is what we will be seeing. So let's try and understand what is this Tally Prime is all about, right? So the first thing is Tally Prime has got a fresh look and feel. It's more sober now with light color combination. The entire color palette has been changed. So let's see that what is the fresh look and feel that Tally Prime provides to us. The most important, the heart of Tally Prime or the core of Tally Prime is the discoverability and the navigation. See, many a times what happens, one is that especially as a business owner, it becomes very difficult. As an accountant, probably as an accountant, I mean, like, I've been using Tally for quite some time, so I'm very comfortable navigating. I know which report is where and all those things. Now with this Tally Prime, especially for the account, I mean, the business owners, the discoverability of the information that they are looking for is very easy, very simple. You really don't have to memorize, those menus or the keyboard shortcut or hotkeys. You don't have to do it. So that's where, the core strength of Tally Prime is what we would be seeing. And the third aspect is, there are a lot of changes, the smart and advanced technology. So one very good news to all of you is that people who are so used to mouse, right? So till Tally ERP9, the previous release, we know that, Tally had provided mouse support, but then not a complete mouse support. So from Tally Prime onwards, you will have 100% mouse support on all kind of activities that you can do on TallyPrime. So that's one good thing, that you can execute this application, and you can shut down the application using the mouse also. And then various other, latest technologies have been incorporated, and a lot of innovations have been done in TallyPrime, is what we will quickly have a look at it. So the tagline for TallyPrime is basically, TallyPrime is going to make every day simple. So overall, if you see the experience of TallyPrime is, we all know that Tally is power of simplicity. TallyPrime is actually simplifying the power of simplicity, right? So what is that we are going to get introduced to in TallyPrime? So broadly, I have got these three groups I have created. Where one first is that, the first segment, what we will do is we will explore the menu part, right? So then once we have understood the new menu and the new buttons and other things, the like I said, the most important aspect is we will actually traverse and see how easy and simple it is for us to discover any information that we are looking for in the data of Tally Prime of your company, right? So we will actually walk through the discovery journey and see how easy and simple the discovery journey is going to be. And the third aspect is that we will also see there are a couple of new features, very exciting and much needed features have been introduced as an addition. Like I mentioned earlier, it is nothing related to the existing feature. As an addition, there are some new features and enhancements are there. We will also have a look at those new features and enhancements. So rather than keeping you more on the PPT, let's just quickly now move over to Tally Prime, and we will have a live demo. Let me quickly switch my screen. Let me quickly switch my screen. So what I will be doing is uh, I've also minimized Tally. Uh, One sec. I've also minimized Tally ERP just in case, if required, probably what I will do is I will quickly, bring a comparison also. So share screen two. Yes, right, right. So the Tally Prime logo also is changed. So I've just pulled the shortcut of Tally Prime and I've left it on the center of my screen. I hope all of you are able to see this. Can somebody just quickly type in the
Yes, yes,
chat?
sir.
Okay, good. Right. Right. So this is the Tally Prime. The installation is also very simple. It's as we were installing Tally ERP9. In fact, what I've realized, my personal experience is that, in fact, installation process is much faster here compared to the Tally ERP. So quickly, I will also quickly show you that how do we do implementation and all those things. Let's first see that how do we execute the same way, right? So all you need to do is just double click, and it invites you with a very good animation. So where it is just now executing, and then it is looking for the license, and once it identifies the license, the Tally is going to open. Yes, Tally is open, and the first surprise that all of you have is that, where is my company information, right? So earlier it used to, you used to have company information, you used to have select company, create company, and all those things. Now suddenly it is showing some companies, right? So this is actually the first screen when you execute Tally. So basically here you will see by default, you know that, by default Tally takes the data folder in the system. So whatever, if there are any Tally company in the data folder, it is going to list out. So what is the data? What is the data folder that I have specified by default in my system? You will see that it is D:prime data. And the other enhancement that has happened is that now you can actually see where is your cursor. If you see in ERP, we used to have this gray, at least, in release 6.6.2, the gray screen, the gray line highlighter was slightly darkened. But prior to that, if you see, many a times, we miss out, we keep searching where the cursor is. Now as far as Prime is concerned, you really don't have to worry. So you have a proper highlight of where exactly your cursor is there, right? So the question is that, no, I've just installed Tally Prime for the first time, or I don't have any company, so how am I going to start creating a company? You will notice here on top. So, overall, if you see the every screen of Tally in the menu, when you are executing a particular menu, overall you will see this kind of list which is going to get populated, where you will see the information which Tally provides you by default. And also very important, you see just above that there is a line, just above that, you have various other options. Like for example, I'm taking my cursor, it says create company. If you want to, remotely, select a company, you can do this. Okay, I'll come to this too later. So now I want to create a company, right? So what I do is that I can just enter and create a company, right? So supposing, let us assume, some of you would have, experienced this in our existing ERP, where supposing if you want to open a company from some other folder, right? So what you used to do? So you have to, minimize Tally, go to Windows Explorer, open that folder where, if it is not in the default folder, open the folder, and then go to the top, click on that, copy that, and then come back here, and then go to the path, and then say Control Alt V, and then you paste it, and then the company gets listed, right? So you'll have to do too much of, back and forth activity, right? Now you don't have to do that within Tally. The moment you open Tally, wherever is your data, or wherever you want to, put your data, you can do that from within the Tally application itself. And again, uh, another comfortable thing that you can do now is that the copy paste is exactly like the Windows. So Control C, if you are copying anything from outside Tally, Control C is copy. And when you come back and you want to paste it in any of the field in Tally here, earlier what we were doing, we were using Control Alt V, right? Now it is just Control V. So exactly the Windows command or the MS Office command is what you can now use it. So that's those are some of the comforts that has been brought in, or the enhancements that have been brought in. The next nice thing that I would like to quickly show here is that you are noticing that, the colors have changed here. You have those blue top title panel is there, and then, all titles have this blue color. So the other issue that we were having, like, let me just open Tally, and let's say that I have, let me quickly just show you. Okay, so let's assume that I have another application. For example, let us say I have this another application. Maybe, you might be working on a split screen, or maybe you might be basically like having two monitors. So in ERP, what used to happen? Right. So in ERP, when I'm clicking here, and if I'm trying, when I'm clicking here, and if I'm using my Excel or Word, see, you see here, I click here, but in my existing ERP, it remains the same. I now the confusion is, many times you would have experienced. So you think that, no, you are typing something in Tally, but actually you would have gone and disturbed your existing data in your Word or Excel, right? So this was the difficulty. Many a times you would have experienced this. Click here, nothing is happening here. Click here, you don't know which application is active, right? So now the very nice thing that has happened here, if you see, I have now clicked on my Word document, and you will notice there's my blue color, the top panel blue color is now turned into gray. So what does it indicate? It indicates that currently Tally application is not the current application which is active. My Word file is my active application that is currently running. So now if I want to make Tally as active application, just click inside Tally. Now you see it becomes blue. So this way it becomes very easy. So that way accidentally you don't go, especially when you're working with your numbers on Excel. Sometimes it is difficult for you to manage this. So this is one a small thing which is really done very well, right? So that's about the active application of Tally, to identify whether Tally application is active or inactive, right? So the other thing is that now you don't have to minimize Tally and then go to Windows Explorer and look for it. So you can see here. So how do I see this? For example, my data folder is prime data, which is where all the companies are there. Now what I do is I just go and click up. So I just enter here, right? And now Tally is listing out all the folders which are there in my D drive, right? So I can now go down and then look for the data folder that I need, and then I can do it. So like I mentioned, now Tally is completely mouse friendly. So how does it help? So this is where it is going to help you. So you use your scroll your mouse button, the roller. See, now it is going to take me, these are all the folders that are there. So you can you just move up and down, and then you can select the particular folder where you are looking for the data. For example, let us say that I have some data in my data folder, right? So when I can just take my mouse here, double click, and now it is going to list out all those companies which are there in this particular folder, which is my D data. That is what it is giving this. Or if you know the path, right? So for me, let me take my I say up, and then if you know the folder name, see, you have this box where you can type the thing, so it automatically selects it. So my data is there in prime data, so it is already selected. I can enter, and this is what it is giving me, my data here, right? So if you know, you can specify the path. Or if it is not in D drive, probably let us assume it is in C drive, or you have a pen drive. So then how do you now move to the other drive? Very simple. So you have this option there, says select from drive, and now all those drives that are available in your system, Tally is going to automatically recognize and list them out. So all you need to do is just go to any of those drive. I'm just going to C drive, and these are the folders which are there in C drive. You can go and pick up the company, right? So let me just go to my D drive and then say prime data, and my company is here, right? So let's quickly, I will show you the company creation screen and show you what changes have happened, so that when you are when you start creating the company in Tally, you are not getting surprises. So you come to create company, and just one sec. This is my all my previous option which I had enabled. So control A. Right. So when you come as a for the first time, when you come and create the company, your company creation screen has become so small, right? So one is, I mean, this path, I'm not going to get into the detail what already or have in Tally ERP9. So the company name is there. What is missing here? If you see here, your security control or Tally vault is missing, right? So you can always create it at a later point in time. But if you still feel that no, when you are creating the company, you want to create the security and enable security control also. So in that case, what you do is, again, remember that I mean, like, you have these things. Okay. So one very important thing that I want to tell all of you here is that this is one very important information that I always try to put across to all my participant or attendees. The two very important secret for for Tally to work like a slave for all of you, or if you want to leverage the complete capabilities of Tally, two very important secret we have to remember, right? I'm sure that many of you know this, but still, uh, the secret number one is the in ERP9 you have this right hand side button bar, and you also have bottom button bar. So anything that you want to do, if any information or any action that you want to do on the screen that currently you are in, if some information is missing, right? So then first thing what you do is you see on the right hand side button bar and at the bottom button bar, and see whether what you intend to do, whether whether there is any actionable button available there. Now in case if it is not available on your button bar, then you use your secret number two, which is your F12 configuration, right? So as far as TallyPrime is concerned, the same thing continues, right? So in fact, instead of two secrets in TallyPrime, you have three secrets, right? So what are the three secrets? One is, yes, the first one is definitely the right hand side button bar, and you will notice that I mean, like the bottom button bar is missing. It's not there in TallyPrime. You will not have bottom button bar in TallyPrime. So what you have to do is that make sure that use your secret number one, which is your right hand side button bar, right? Number two, secret number two again is your F12 configuration. And secret number three is very, very important. And that is what is the key for your comfortable use of TallyPrime. I will come to secret number three when we go there. So just remember these three secrets that you need to continuously concentrate on that, so that you will be able to very easily navigate and work in Tally, right? I'll come to secret number three, right? So now I don't have this security control. What do I do? Very simple. We know, use secret number two, that is F12 configuration. You have this F12 configuration, press F12, and here now it is asking you whether you want Tally Vault password, or whether you want to have user access. Right. So here I come here, I say user access, yes. Okay, I'm not enabling the Tally Vault. So now the security control is available here. You can enable it, or at a later point in time also we can enable it. The other enhancement in the company creation screen that you are seeing is you see on the right hand side button bar, you for the first time you have this new enhancements in Tally, which is basically allowing you to create a group company, right? So if you are aware that when we can create those group companies by selecting various other companies. So in Tally ERP9, what used to happen, so you have to first load all the companies which you want to form as a group company. So if you have four companies in the same group company, so you will have to load all the four companies, then go and create a group company, and then you need to go and put these companies as the member company. Now in Tally Prime, it is very simple. You really don't have to worry about picking up the first loading the member companies. So all you need to do is just come here and say create group company, give the name of the company, whatever is the name of the company, you enter the name of the company, and now it says member company, there is no member company selected. So just say select company, and now the moment you see the screen, that how flexible is it for you to select the company. So now you can go, where in which folder the company is there. In fact, now you can pick up the member companies from different folder, different drive, and then put them together here while creating your group company. So directly you can create your group company. So let me just come to the company creation part, right? So I'll say test company, right? All these things are there. Now there's small change, little bit of intelligence. Tally is built in Tally Prime. So earlier we used to have this country. Now it just asks for the state. For example, let's say I type Karnataka, then country is India is fine. Now in case if you want to create a company which is not in India, it's there in other country, right? So you don't have to go, see, earlier in ERP9 you have to go and change the country and all those things. So all that, see, basically the other nice thing about Tally Prime is that, you really don't have to worry about this technical configuration and all those things. Tally has made it very simple. For example, let us say I have one branch in Dubai, right? So I want to create that, and since I'm maintaining the accounts here, so what I do now, it says state, so I just type Dubai, enter, and automatically you see the country is automatically pre-selected, and Tally also knows that Dubai is not a state, it is an emirate, right? So this way, I mean, like, and now I can just create this company and then see, and automatically, if you see the base currency, if you see down here, the base currency is also changed to uh, the base currency of UAE, right? So this is small intelligence that has been built in. So now I say it is Karnataka, enter, India, and now the base currency is become rupee. So all you need to do is just save it, Control A. Now the moment you save it, what happens is this, the F11, basically, that this is an F11 feature, right? So now the F11 feature is automatically pops out the moment you create any company for the first time, because you must be, if you notice here on the right hand side corner, the F11 feature is vanished, right? So where is F11 feature? So one, it comes the moment you create, and so now no more you have those three broad tabs. That is, in F11 feature, if you're using Tally ERP, you know that you have accounting feature. Then there are a lot of features that you can enable for accounting. Then that is basically, you have this F1 for accounting feature. Then you press F2 for inventory feature. Inventory features are there, and then you press F3 for statutory and taxation feature. So all those features, if you see now, they are all in one single configuration or the feature screen, where you can enable or disable these features. So all these features are available in one single screen. So it becomes easy for you to manage your features, rather than, again, the discoverability. Just think of the discoverability part. Okay. So now there are very, very few things are there, right? So in accounting, there is to have one full screen of accounting features. Where is it when it is missing? So what you do says that, it says, if you see on top, it says show more feature, just in case if you are looking for other features. So just press backspace, right? And then select yes. And now it is going to slightly expand to the most commonly enabling features of many of the customers. So you have this thing. Now some more things are required for you, right? So then what you do, like, again, now you have this new option which says show all features. Just come here, enter, and now you will have all the features of accounting. You have those blocks: accounting, inventory, taxation, then online access, payroll, and the other features, right? So I'm not doing anything here, so the company is created. Now another important thing that I would want to share here is that you must be wondering, oh, there are so many changes that are there. Is there any change in the keyboard shortcut? Because generally, a power user of Tally, you are so comfortable with the keyboard shortcuts, right? So one thing I would like to tell all of you here is that, don't worry. Almost every key of Tally ERP9 that you have been using still works, right? So even though you don't see this F11 configuration on the face of this gateway of Tally here, you know that F11 is the feature button. So you just press F11. Anywhere you press F11, this is going to open, right? So this Alt C, right, Alt 2, okay, all those features are all those buttons are same. Even though it might not be listed here, you will actually, those are in the background, it is enabled, so that you are comfortable. So the whole idea is the transitioning of your people from Tally ERP to Tally Prime should be seamless, right? So people should not get stuck. So that was one of the reason why, all the existing keyboard shortcuts are retained in the background. Apart from couple of keyboard shortcuts. For example, in gateway of Tally, if you want to select company, we used to press Alt F1. F1 is for select company. Now, if you press F1, F1 is help. Right. So what happened to my select company? Now select company has become Alt F3. Right. Earlier we had, if you want to shut a company, we used to use the keyboard shortcut Alt F1 for shutting company. Now what we do, it is very simple. You have, instead of Alt F3, you use Control F3. Don't worry, you don't have to remember all those things. Everything now it is very easy for you to access. Now that is what we are going to now see. So we have selected this company. Now you have this gateway of Tally. I'll come to this menu little later. The most important thing that I want to show you here is the menu bar. See, earlier in Tally ERP9, if you see in Tally ERP9, we used to have this top button bar, which basically is a static button bar. So which means this button is going to be available to the user in every screen of Tally. Similarly, in Tally Prime, this is not just a static button bar. It is not these are not buttons, but they are menu. See, the other comfort that Tally Prime brings to the user is that many of you, if you're using MS Office, right? Office 365 or something. So you're so used to the Windows, system of menu on top, where you click on the menu, you have a drop down, and all the associated actionables that related to that particular menu is available to you. Just imagine that if you're working on Word or Excel, so you have this menu on top. The similar kind of experience is what Tally is now bringing, where you have this menu on top. All you need to do is, so, and it is it is logically, the buttons, the menus are created, and all the related activity of each of those label are available inside that particular option. So how do you pull out the menu? Just click here. Okay, and you get all company related information here. So you have this create, alter, change company, shut company. So this is what I was telling about. So as you keep using it, you will also get used to this couple of new keys that are there. So like I said, not many keys have changed, right? So select companies, Alt F3, shut companies, Control F3, F11 feature is here in the company. But if you remember F11, press F11 anywhere you want to enable any feature. So this is about the company feature. And now once this menu, drop down menu is available to you, all you need to do is just keep traversing. So you move to the right. Now all data related activities is put under this particular menu bar, where you can take a backup, and you can do, you can restore, split data. So okay, backup and restore. Another very nice enhancement that has happened is that earlier, if you see in our Tally ERP, you could not take a backup, or you could not restore a company from any other folder, right? So you used to have only one path, right? If you see in Tally ERP9, we used to have a single path. Like for example, let's say I say Alt F3 backup. See, it used to ask me the destination and source. I can't keep changing the source and destination, right? But here now you have this flexibility, right? So it is only the backup destination path, and you can now know how you can do it. So I can say, I can select this company. I can say up. I can then go to another folder where I know my data is there. I can select this company, then I can go up. So this way I can go and now select companies from different folders, and I can take a backup, and similarly I can restore also. So that's basically about the backup part. In the data you have backup data, and by default, whatever is the data part Tally is creating, if you don't want that as a default path, and if you want to have your own data path as a default path, you come here, and then you can specify. See, basically it gives you the list. It tells you that data path, where is the data path and where is the backup path. So you can go and change this path if you wanted to change. The exchange part is basically all the data synchronization related activities, right? So the next one is import. So in the import, you have this master transaction, and the configuration for import also is available here, where you can go and specify, what information you want, what is the location and other things. So similarly, you have this export and emailing. The configuration for emailing is available in this menu itself. Then printing. So printing again, I mean, there's a very nice enhancement has been introduced for printing, which is where, it allows the user to seamlessly navigate and work without, disturbing their current activity, and without even, I mean, like, recapturing the information. I will just show this in the use case, how it is going to help you. But one thing, if you notice here in the print, you have one, this new thing called current and others. So let's see what is this current and others. The next one is basically the help file. This again is introduced. A lot of new things have been introduced here. It's basically like self managing your application and self managing your data. Like, see, generally what happens if you're stuck, if your data is not, if your data is corrupted, or you have some issue with the application, you have to call Tally support and other things. So you need to wait, and there's a lot of time that goes by for you to, get up and running. So now with TallyPrime, basically you have a lot of things where you can actually do a self-repairing kind of a thing. And Tally also has intelligence built in, where in case if there are any file corrupted in your Tally application, Tally Prime application folder, Tally knows that there is some file missing or corrupted. So when you are executing Tally, it will actually give you this message saying that, this, your application is corrupted, do you want to repair it? So you can repair that also, right? So first is that, what is the first one, Tally help. Now most of your every help is now gone online. So if you just click on Tally help, you will have this Tally help coming here, and where it gives you all the information related to what are the new features that are there in Tally Prime, and all those informations are available. It is not just this help thing. The other very nice thing about the Tally Prime is the help file is it is context sensitive. What do you mean by context sensitive? For example, let us say I am in stock summary, right? So I am in stock summary. Okay, let me just open a company which I have a data, right? So yes, so I go to my stock summary. I'm in my stock summary. If you want any help on the stock summary, so now all you need to do is just press F1. Okay, and control F1 is basically going to give you this. And if you notice here, Tally is going to bring you the page where actually you were there in the application. So now it says track your inventory, stock summary. So all Tally, stock summary related information you can see. This is what is basically the context sensitive help. So at any point we are creating some master, you don't know what is that particular feature is there, just press Control F1. Tally is going to actually take you to that page, so that it becomes easy for you to understand how you can, move ahead with the configuration or any of the report that you want to see. So that's about the help part. Then what's new is basically whenever a new release comes, it will take you to the release notes, and it will tell you what are the new features that have been added. If there are any bugs, what bugs have been fixed is what you will see. Then upgrade is basically upgrading your software from single user to multi user. All this is like, I mean, like self service kind of a thing. Then Tally Shop, I'm sure that some of you might be knowing that in Tally Shop is basically the other commonly used, TDLs, or the some of the small features or enhancements that, partners have developed, and it is available on the marketplace, that is Tally's marketplace, where you can buy them at a cheaper price. So that earlier, if you see, it was available within the product. Now it is moved online. So you just click here, it will take you to the website where you can go and see the various things. So the troubleshooting part is where, basically you have this repair and reinstall application. So in case, you have any issue, then you enter here, you can either repair, it will automatically, once I said, the earlier I said that, in case if it is corrupted, when you're executing Tally will recognize, right? So otherwise also, if you feel that, you want to, repair, in case if there's any issues there, you can come here and then you can do this repair. Reinstall is, you can reinstall your software. So once you reinstall Tally Prime, what happens? Whatever is your configuration that you have done, those configurations will be reset. So that you need to just keep in mind, right? Then you have in the settings, you have basically about the license, right? So in case you want to change the country and the language, it can be done there. And startup is one where, basically you can specify whether you want to load companies on startup. This fish it was available in it is available in ERP also. But one nice thing that has been introduced here is that enable auto login for companies with same credentials, right? So this I will just demonstrate and show you that how easy, simple it is, especially for companies where the accountant is handling group companies. Or this will be very useful for chartered accountants, tax consultants, where they manage tally data of multiple clients. So I'll just come to that when we get into the user experience part. Right? So we have settings we have done. This is basically about the TDL or the add-on, whatever is the add-on that you have purchased from the Tally shop, or if you have developed any TDL to manage those TDL, you come here and then you manage those TDLs. Now another new enhancement that Tally has brought in, a nice information that Tally is giving, is that now it gives you in one single screen all the information in fact related to your system also. See, many of us who are non-technical person, so if you're stuck, and some of you would have actually experienced this. When you call up, if, let's say you have some problem with the exe, Tally is not opening, so your exe is corrupted or some files are missing. So when you call up our support team, so first thing they're going to ask you, sir, what operating system you are using, is there any firewall or antivirus installed, right? So what is your memory, right? How much of hard disk space you have? And some of us, we don't even know. This all looks like one Latin and Greek to us, right? So now you don't have to worry. So one is that, yes, it gives you, if you see here this part, it gives you the complete information about the system on which this TallyPrime is running. So it says what is the computer name, what is my operating system, if there are any firewall or antivirus installed, it says, it gives me, it also gives my the hard disk space. It also tells me what is the memory that I'm having, and all these informations are there. Apart from that, it also gives you all the information related to Tally application and also your data folder. So where it is going to your data and also. And except for this part, all the other part you can actually, from the about, you can go and change. Supposing if you want to change the company data path, you just enter and you can go and change. So like this, all this configuration can be modified if you want. I mean, like, and in case if you're TSS is expired, from here you can go and renew the TSS. So this is the new screen that Tally is brought in, which is the about screen, which gives you the information of the application and also your system. Right? So now the most important thing is the go to part, which is what is the third secret. So for you to work comfortably with TallyPrime, like I mentioned, secret one is your right hand side button bar, secret number two is F12 configuration, and secret number three, basically I call this as your Brahmaster, right? So secret number three is your go to, right? So go to, the keyboard shortcut is Alt G, right? So I have now I mean, like, got one anecdotal thought that Alt G is like, for my data in TallyPrime, Alt G is like my almighty God. So where I go and get anything I want, I go to and then I look for that information, I type for the information, I'm going to get this thing. So we will see a simple use case of GoTo. Before that, quickly, I just want to cover what small changes have happened in your Gateway of Tally menu. So in Gateway of Tally menu, one is that if you see, your chart of account is on the face of the Gateway of Tally, and your day book is come on the face of the Gateway of Tally, where generally is where you access the many a times people access daybook very often. So that is why daybook has come here. Then the chart of accounts, some enhancements have happened. So the other thing, uh, let's say that we have enabled, by default Tally enables accounting and inventory, right? Supposing, let us assume that you have enabled purchase and sale order, you have enabled the payroll module. So then in Tally ERP9, if you see in the master, we used to have accounting master, inventory master, payroll master, right? So you see in master now, there is only one create. So what happened to my other masters? Question number one, or doubt that you have. The second is that in the transaction, if you see here, if you have enabled these features, then you used to have four menus: accounting voucher, inventory voucher, order voucher, payroll voucher. So what happened to all these vouchers, right? So let's just quickly see where is these voucher, where are these vouchers, right? So I want to create a master, right? So whether it is an accounting master, inventory master, and the best part of Tally Prime is that even if you have not enabled any of the features in F11, right? So you can always enable from wherever you are. That's the intelligence that Tally. There's a built-in intelligence in Tally. If any feature is not enabled, and if you want to create a master, then Tally will know that you are not enabled. It will ask you, do you want to enable? And it will allow you to quickly move forward with the intent with which you started, right? So let me just quickly show create, and now you will see here accounting master, inventory master, payroll. Now payroll I have not enabled in this company, right? So we will see how you can do this thing. So now the top menus are very important, right? So now you see you have this menu already here, right? So now there is this button where there is show more. If I enter, it is going to show more information. Now again, the moment you get into the detail show more, show inactive is going to be there. See, uh, this is very important for you to understand, because this experience you're going to have in every screen that you are going to access, right? So that's why it's very important for us to just understand this. Show more, make sure that you click on show more, so that if what you're looking for is not available there in the default list that Tally provides, click on show more, right? And once you get the expanded list, if you see show inactive, it is going to bring in more aspects of it, which is where it is going to tell you that these things are like a rate of exchange, and various other statutory configurations are there which are slightly grayed out. Like for example, I have not enabled cost center in my company, right? I have enabled cost center in my company, right? One sec, hold on, let me see. Okay, let me see. Okay, I want to now create a pay head, right? So now I enter here. Oh, this has been created in this company. Let me just one sec. Let me just quickly show. Yeah, okay. Create, right? So I come to show more, right? Show inactive, and any feature that is not enabled. If you see here in the other company, all that was in black, right? So here you will see all this gray. Anything that you see in gray, that means these features have not been enabled. So now if I come here and say I want to create cost center, right? Enter here. Now Tally says that you have not enabled cost center. Do you want me to enable cost center? So you don't have to worry about F11. Just say yes, and you see now Tally is automatically taken you to the cost center creation screen. So go and enter your cost center. This way, what you can do is that you can, so once you have enabled, all cost center and cost category related aspects are highlighted. So this way you can go and enable here also. It is not necessary that you have to go to F11 to go and enable these features, right? So this is about the master creation, right? So I can again say show less, and if I want to create an accounting ledger, I can do this. Group, I can do this. Inventory, I can do this, and all these things. So this, I think, once you see this, you know how to go and create them. Then comes your alter, the similar experience, right? When you go to the alter, you will have all those masters which you can say show more, you show inactive, and all those things you can get into, right? Then you have this chart of account, and enter here. And in the chart of account, basically now they have been grouped under four primary account: asset, liability, income, and expenditure. So all those masters that you have created will be under these four primary group. So this way, what happens for a non-accounting person, this becomes more clearer for a person to understand the chart of account, right? So the assets part, liability part. The other thing also is that, let me just change this company here, and Let me just change this company. So now I've come to potential solutions, this company, and you have this button on the right hand. Like I said, right hand side button bar is very important. So you click on ledger view, and now you have this new, way of looking at your chart of account. So it gives you the name of the ledger, it gives you the grouping, and especially this is going to help you in case of the customer, the sundry creditors and sundry debtors account, so that what is the type of registration that you have selected for the customer, and have you keyed in the if it is regular, have you keyed in the GSTIN of the customer party ledger, basically whether it could be a customer or a supplier. So this is one nice thing that has happened, which is not available in our ERP version. So we can get them all in one place under the chart of account, right? Of course, you have this day book. Then again, if you come to voucher, right? So voucher, like I said, there is no inventory accounting, payroll voucher or order voucher. The similar experience. We have realized that in create and alter, we can access any type of masters to create, or any type of master to all type of master to alter. Similarly, when I go to voucher entry, so by default, Tally is taking me to the voucher accounting, voucher entry, which is my payment. So what happens to my other voucher entry, right? Now, now if you want to really have see the magic of Tally Prime, so one, if you notice, you are seeing if you notice you are seeing on the right hand side button, right? So now another very important thing that you have to remember. So what you want, let's assume that is not there on the right hand side of the button. Then what you do is, don't forget, remember to press alt key. Now you just see, just notice the right hand side button bar. This is the normal button. When I press alt, I'm getting the different voucher types. When I press alt key, now I'm pressing control key, I'm getting different voucher types. So again, remember, on the right hand side button bar, always what you're looking for is not available on the default button bar. Press alt and control. So that is from the keyboard point of view. Otherwise also, don't worry. Now you will see these button bars, basically they are, group them, they are grouped logically. One is that company related is the first block. Then we are in the voucher entry screen, so all the vouchers are there in the second block. Then all your analysis part comes in your third block, right? Now three, again, in almost all reports of Tally in Tally Prime, you will have this three you will have these three buttons, which have been introduced. So one is that basically, let me show in the reporting part. Let me quickly show this, since I've already mentioned about it, right? These three buttons are very critical, right? One is the basis of value, okay, the change view, and exceptional report. In all reports, you will see these three buttons, which are again a group, which is going to really help you in getting the information that you are looking for faster and quicker. So we will come to that when I come to the reporting part. Let me just quickly go to the voucher part now. And so, like I said, alt and control will actually give you the different button which are inside, hidden inside. So don't worry. So if I take now purchase, right, if I go to my purchase, you will see these buttons, they have a right arrow, right? So what does that indicate? It indicates that this button has got other functions also. So either you use alt and control to see what are the other voucher type button functions are available, or you take your mouse, click here, it is going to give you. So if I show you purchase, you will understand. So in purchase, you have purchase, receipt note, and purchase order. These are all related to purchase cycle. Similarly, when you come to sale, you will have your sales, delivery note, and sales order, which are again related to the sales cycle. So here, delivery note and sales order, we are not enabled. We can always enable it at any point in time. Or if you're so comfortable with F11, just press F11 here, it is going to come here. You don't worry, F11 will come everywhere, right? So this is about the voucher aspect of it. Otherwise, there is no any major change that is there in the voucher entry screen. So coming to the report now, so let me just come to the stock summary. right? In the stock summary here, now I have this. So all the other buttons which are there, it is there in this uh, Tally Prime also, right? So one other thing, like I was telling you, we are so used to this keyboard shortcut. So how easy and comfortable it is that for you to get this information. Like for example, I'm seeing this stock summary now in the condensed mode. So detail, what is the button for detail? So generally Alt F1 is the button that we are so used to using to see the detailed information. Now this Alt F1 is nowhere here, right? But then by mistake, if you press Alt F1, what happens? Don't worry. If I press Alt F1, Tally is going to now remember that, oh, this is Alt F1 is the ERP command that the people have been using. So it gives you the thing. So for detailed, what is that you have here? You have this button which tells you, okay, so it has got Alt F5 is detailed and condensed, but still Alt F1 also works here. So Alt F1 I'm pressing, it is condensed, Alt F1 detail, condensed. Now I can press Alt F5, again it is going to give me detail, and Alt F5 is going to condense. So this way, so that is why I told you that, the Alt and Control key is very important to see, various other functions that you can do in the right hand side button bar. So let's see this three very important buttons which are going to be available in all your reporting screens. The basis of value. One, the basis of value here. Let's see. Again, this is context sensitive. Depending on the screen that you are in, the basis of value will give you the list related to that particular report. So let's see what is the basis of value that I can do in case of my stock summary. You click here or you press Control B. So one is that stock valuation method you can do, and various other information that you can see in the basis of value. Change view, what you want, what can you do? You can see stock item wise, you can see, right? And the new thing that got added here, if you see, is the movement analysis and age wise aging analysis. So movement analysis and aging analysis was not available from the default stock report. You have to actually, like go to a different um, go through the menu for getting this information. Now it is available to you right there. So the whole idea is that, this helps you to traverse through your data and information without disturbing your train of thought. So that's one good thing that has happened in the Tally Prime. Exceptional report, again, exceptional report, when you click, again, depending on the context of the report, you will get the screen. In this case, if you want to see negative stock item, so you don't have to go to exceptional report to see negative stock item. If you have long list of stock items, so you can check this here. Then sales orders, you can see here, purchase orders, you can see here. And you can also quickly see, if you have set the reorder level, you can also see what items are below reorder level, so that you can quickly go and order them rather than going through your reorder menu, right? So these are some of the enhancements that have been brought here. So what I would request all of you is that, use these three buttons: basis of value, change view, exceptional report, and see what other thing that you can access without, moving out and going through the menu path. Okay, so this is one aspect of it. Then you have all this, columns and other things. So I'm not going to get into the detail of each report, right? So we will see all those things are there, and some of the new enhancements which have been added in the new report, if you see, is when you go to the display reports. So you have more or less, this is exactly the way we see in our uh, Tally ERP. But let me show you that some of the thing which is made much easier is, one, when you come into the accounts book. So now you have registers, right? In Tally ERP9, we used to have sales register, purchase register, and journal register. So uh, I'm just giving you a simple use case. So let's say in my company, I have used debit note, credit note, right? Now, as an accountant, I know where to go and find out. Now, as a owner of the company, if I want to just quickly get the list of my debit note, so many of us don't even know that, I have to press journal register. Only after going inside the journal register, debit note register, and credit note register was visible as a sub menu. So now those things have now come on top of your report, where it is easy. The discoverability part is what I'm talking about, where you can discover these information and quickly go and, get what you are looking for. So if you see, these are the new things that has come. Otherwise, normally you will go and see this information in your statistics report. That is there also, it is available, but here you have these registers. So you now you have contra payment receipt additionally on top. This is a new one. And from within the journal register, the debit note register and credit note register have now got promoted, and they are all in the same line. So you can quickly access. Similarly, in case of inventory registers, right? In case of inventory book, there are these registers which are there. So we earlier we used to have sales order, purchase order, right? And then stock transfer and physical stock. Only these four were available. Now you have delivery note register, receipt note register. If you have passed rejection in, rejection out, these register also are available to you, where you can quickly access this information for your decision making. Right. So these are some of the new things that got added, and bureau report. Okay. So now I want to now, like I told you, Alt G is like Almighty God for the data. So how do we now actually start using this information? So I will walk through a case study, and that will basically give us an idea that how we can make use of this go to, which is very very critical. So let's say that I am an accountant going through the ledger account balances of parties. So let's say I'm now going to a particular customer ledger, which is Subhash dealers. Some customer, I'm just going and then viewing this information. So now I go to display accounts book, and all those keyboard shortcuts are I mean like similar thing, right? Display. Then I go into ledger. Then I type Subhash dealers, which is my customer. F2 blank blank enter. So these are the transactions that I'm looking at it. Now I know that I mean like there are some orders pending of this person which we have not dispatched. So I just want to know what are the orders that are pending, so that if those items are available, I can quickly bill them. Right. So what do I do now? So now you see on the right hand side, you use these buttons. So one is that you click on exception report. When I go to exceptional report, I am viewing a party ledger. When I go to exceptional report, if there are any sale order or any purchase order raised for this particular party, I'm going to get this information. It is also going to quickly give me my overdue receivable and payable. So when you see this option, and obviously you will understand. So I'm just going into sale order. So now these are the orders that are pending for this particular party. And as I'm looking into this order, you just visualize the way what is my thought process going as a person working in the company, and how this go to and the right hand side button bar is going to help me to achieve without moving back and then going through the menu and then getting into what I want to do. So I was looking into the ledger balance. Now I'm looking at the pending orders, and now suddenly I mean like I know that these items are lying there, so that I can now bill. So how do I bill? So now this is where you will start using this go to, right? So I will say Alt G, and you see here I'll take little time to explain, so that this experience is going to be available to you in every screen, right, in the go to. So let's just quickly walk through and see how do we read this and how do we interpret these information that is there. One is that in the go to, the common report, whatever is the common report, most of the users access, they are grouped under, they are clustered under or grouped under common report, right? So similarly, all those bold names that you are seeing here is basically, it's like a group. You can explore and see what are the other reports that are available. It's very simple. If you see here, I come to my sorry, final account report, and when I enter here, again you are going to get the same thing, what is there in the common report. But here it becomes very easy. Final account, what are all the reports that I should see? Balance sheet, P&L account, receipts and payment, and trial balance I can see. So like this, if you see, it is actually it is grouped. Receivable, payable, if you want to see all the related report for receivable, payment, payable, you can go there. Ledger reports, you can see there. So like the registers, when you go enter, it is going to give you all the registers, right? Whatever registers are there, it is whatever available registers it is going to give you. So like this, you can do this, or you can say expand all, double click, it is going to expand. You will notice now all the group is expanded with the reports that are associated in that particular group. So you will get all this information. You can use the mouse, go down, up, come up, and all those things. And if, more now, it basically gives you here, it says 38 and down arrow. So that means 38 more options are available. So I've just expanded this. So now let me just quickly see. So there are 102 more available to me here. So let me just come here and then say show more. So now what happened? It has become from 108. There are 247 reports that I can access from here. Now there are more reports which are inactive, which means, I have not enabled this feature, right? So now I click on more. So now from 200 and odd, it has become 351 lines. So there are 351 reports that are available to you, which you can access from GoTo. And this GoTo is available to you in every screen, starting from your gateway of Tally to any screen that you are in. This is available to you. And you, through this, you can access anything that you want. So what is that I am now looking for is that now I have already seen this outstanding. Now I want to create a voucher. So I don't have to escape, go to gateway of Tally, go to accounting voucher, or I go to order voucher and do it. See this top one is very, very important, right? So here I can just say create, okay, create voucher is there. So I just select this and enter. Now I am inside the voucher. Okay. So what I'm going to do now, this is payment voucher. So I'm going to press F8. My sales voucher is come. So now you can if this, let's assume that you're making an invoice for a new party. So the ledger is not created, right? So what is the keyboard shortcut that we used to use earlier is Alt C. So many of us didn't know, the first time users, or I mean people who use Tally not regularly would not remember these commands. So now Tally says, don't worry. See, on the right hand side, you are seeing the list of all the ledgers that are available. And also on top, you have this menu which says create. So if you don't know, or if you don't know that Alt C is to create a master from within the voucher, just enter here. It will take you to the create master, right? So these are some of those enhancements which are made, which gives you a better discoverability part. Okay. So the other enhancement that has happened here. So let's say I am in the sales voucher, but I want to create another voucher type. So I want to say sales interstate, because this party is interstate party. So I want to have a separate voucher type called sales interstate. So normally in Tally ERP, what we used to do, we used to go back and then create that master and then come here, right? Voucher type. Now you don't have to do this. So you have this go to, right? So you press Alt G, right? Alt G, and then you say create master. You can click there, enter, and now you come here. You have this master called voucher type. Select this voucher type. Now type the name of the new voucher type that you want to create. For example, I'm going to create sales interstate, right? Enter. And the parent voucher type is my sales voucher type. Enter. I save this. Other things are all same as per ERP, right? Now I escape, right? I come to my voucher. I press F8, and my new voucher type sales interstate is readily available to me. Enter. And my new voucher type is come, right? Now what I do is that I select my party, which is Shubhash D to in April F8 payments interstate dealers. Yes, sales order. Yes, control. And now all those items from my pending order is listed here. Okay. So now let's say that you are here working on this invoice. There are a lot of items which are there. Suddenly my boss comes and then he says, okay, Pugal, you do one thing. I want you to immediately send the reminder letter of a particular party. Immediately mail it, or you give me a printout. I need it, because maybe the party must be sitting with him. So now you are halfway through. If you press escape, again, you'll have to come and do this. Don't worry. Now, this is where GoTo is going to really help. And also the print part, which I was talking about. See, now I am here in the voucher creation screen, right? Now, my boss wants a printout of the reminder letter of a particular party. So I need to now print, right? So all I'm going to do is I'm going to go click here, or I'm going to press Alt P, and this is where this current and other is going to help. I don't want to print my current voucher type, right? So now I want to print something else. So click on others. The moment I click on others, again you see you are getting this list. Okay, the list of reports that are available for you to print. So now you can say expand all or show more, or if you know the name of the report, you can just type, like for example, I'll say uh, ledger outstanding. So I'll click on ledger outstanding. Now I'm getting the list. So I'll select, he wants the list, I mean, he wants the reminder letter of Priya Industries. So I click here, right? So now it comes into my print configuration. So all of us know that, for me to print reminder letter in the print configuration, I come here and then press enter and say, I want reminder letter. You can just configure the age wise and other thing. So now here, you don't have to worry. So you don't have to press Control A, or, it will automatically get saved the moment you change anything, right? Either you can press Control Q, or like I said, Tally supports 100% mouse thing. So there is this X mark on the right hand side, right? So I've just changed this. Now I'm saying clicking this X mark, right? And now I come here to preview, right? So zoom, my reminder letter is ready, right? So I can now print it, or I can, I mean, I can mail it, I can export it. All these facilities are available here. I can print it, I can mail it, and all those things, right? I've done this now. So now I wanted to, I've just pressed escape from my preview screen, and suddenly my manager comes and he says, hey Pugal, I just want to see the balance sheet. Can you just show me the balance sheet, because I need to look in for some information, right? So Tally Prime, you don't have to worry. Now this is what I actually, I mean, like, say it, Tally Prime is the delight of the accountant, or Tally Prime is the delight of the business owner, because you can discover very easily without, taking the assistance of an expert in your office, right? So what is that, my manager wants? He wants me to open balance sheet report, right? So all I'm going to do is I'm going to say again Alt G, right? And then I go to balance sheet. So I'm now looking into the balance sheet. As we are looking into the balance sheet, he says, no, 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 can you just go to the bank book? I just want to see whether I've received the money from this person. So let me just some other information I want to see in the bank book. So again you press Alt G, and you have this various report. We saw the 351 reports. So any report you can access. So I will just say cash and bank book. Now I'm seeing cash and bank book. Now he says, no, 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 you just go to the stock summary. I want to see some information in the stock summary. So I said, no problem. So I say Alt G. Then I type, or I take my mouse. I can take my mouse, double click here. I'm in the stock summary, right? So where I started, where I am now. So where did I lift something? What was my actual activity that I was doing? Actually, I want to complete finishing my sales invoice, right? So now you don't have to press escape, 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 and then go back, right? So when you press escape, it is going to take you each step backwards. Or you can do one more thing. Again, go to use this go to, right? Now you have one new menu on top which says show open report. So that means now we traversed, right, from ledger analysis, we went into order outstanding, then we went into voucher, then we went into so many other places. So all those reports that you have now traversed, it is going to be available here, which will give you the reports or the actions that you did. Right now, you click here, and Tally is going to give you the list of all those activities that you have done using this go to. Right. So now what is that I want? I don't want to press escape and do all those things. I want to go into my voucher and then finish my voucher entry. So select accounting voucher creation, enter, and you are back in your accounting voucher screen. Right now, after that, if you still want to go to some other report, so use this go to, and then say show open report. It is going to give you these reports which are open, and then you can view those information, right? So what it does is that the moment you get into this voucher report, the after this voucher entry screen, whatever report you have access, that gets vanished, because you have now come back to this particular thing, right? So this is what it helps you to navigate. This is where it helps you to navigate from any screen, right? To go to. So go to is the most powerful enhancement that TallyPrime is brought in. Okay. Now, if you notice here, go to is Alt G, right? Now, when I press Control, you will see the go to button is switch is it's now saying as switch to. So we have to again understand the functionality of this go to button and switch to button. So when do I use go to and when do I use switch to? Okay, so go to is basically used when you are traversing, from one action or from one report to another report. You want to retain the path of your, like accessing those information, or you want to see the path of your movement of your action. So that is where the go to is going to help you, and it is going to retain those things. This is just now we saw this, right? So it showed all the reports. Now, even now, if I just press go to, that okay, so that my open report has got disturbed because I have to come back to my gateway of Tally. So go to will now keep those reports there, right? So let me just quickly show you. I'm in balance sheet. Okay, from balance sheet I press Alt G, then I go to daybook. From there I press Alt G, then I go to stock summary, right? So balance sheet, daybook, stock summary. So now I go to and show open report, double click my balance sheet, daybook, stock summary. All right. So now I can go to any one of them, not in the sequence, but or if I want to go back, I will use the same way how we used to go back in our existing Tally ERP9. So if I press escape once, it will go back to daybook. If I press escape one, it will go to balance sheet, and then it comes back. So it remembers my path. Now, what is the functionality of switch to, and when do you want to do this? For example, I'm seeing my balance sheet, right? And then I want to go to stock summary, right? So what I do, if I press Alt G and press go to, it is going to retain my balance sheet report open, and it is going to take me to the stock summary. But I don't want to come back to this balance sheet. I want to just switch to another report, right? So what I do, I press Control G. Now I say stock summary, and now I've switched to stock summary. So it is not going to retain my traversing path. Okay, so I am in my stock summary. Now you just notice, if I just press escape, I am back into gateway of Tally, right? So switch to is going to literally switch me from one report to another report. And the moment I press escape, Tally will consider in the switch to, Tally will consider that is the primary report that you are seeing. And the moment you press escape, you're going to come back to gateway of Tally. So that is the difference between go to and switch to. So majority of the time, go to is going to be helpful to you. The advantage of go to is that you can still always have the open report available to you, so that you can navigate to any report quickly that you want. Other enhancements the other enhancements that is uh, uh, are brought in just one sec. The other enhancements, which are available in Tally Prime, is one again a nice thing that is there is basically F3, right? So I have this company. Now, when I come here, right, so there is this new option which says change user, right? So earlier, what used to happen? So now in this company, I have created two levels. So one level is the administrator level where I have complete access. The second level is I have my data entry operator where I have allowed him only to create vouchers, let us say. Okay, so he is not, I'm not given him the rights to create masters, right? So now what happens, let us say that here I have logged in as administrator, right? Now we will go to, let's say the accountant is opening the company on his system, right? So what I do, let me just show you this, right? So I'm going to select. So the accountant, I've given the password as BB. So now accountant is logged in. And if you notice here, he doesn't have balance sheet, P&L account, and all those things, right? So he doesn't even have master creation. So if you see, even though the list is, even though you are able to go inside, there is no list of masters that are available, what we saw earlier, accounting master, inventory master, and all those things. Now he has to now create a new master, right? So he calls me, he says, I'm like, sir, you can you just create this master because I don't have this right. Earlier in ERP, what we used to do, this person has to log out, right? So, which means literally this guy has to close the company and then I have to open the company, then I have to log in. So now in Tally Prime, you don't have to shut the company for changing the user. So you just come here and then you press Alt K R, which is the keyboard shortcut. So now I log in as A, right? A, which is the administrator password. Now I have all the rights. So I have all those reports, everything. Now I can go to create the master. Okay. And once I've done the master, again, I don't have to log in. Log out. Right. So all I'm going to ask this person is, okay, I'll now ask him to log in using his credentials. So this person comes, he presses Alt K R, and then he uses his credentials, right? And you will notice here now again the reports, everything is missing. Now we can go and he can go and create the voucher. So this is one again a new enhancements that has been brought in, where you can see this. The other enhancements is if you see in the settings in the startup I was just talking about, right? So in the startup here, load company and startup, though it is already there ERP. So let me quickly just demonstrate. I'm going to take another 2-3 minutes and then I'm done with it, right? So load company in startup, it says no. Now again here, if you see, you really don't have to go and say yes and all those things. All these menus which are there where you have user option is available. They're all toggle options. Like for example, load companies on startup, it says no. So you just press enter, it becomes yes, right? So press enter again, it goes to no, right? So I say yes, and I've already given the path. So these are the two companies that I have selected, right? So to load by default when I'm starting the company, right? And then here you have this option. One more option is start application in full screen. Now if you say yes, whenever you start Tally Prime, it is going to open in full screen. If you say no, it has got this default 800 by 600 pixel screen, which will come as a smaller screen. So those things can be done. These are all one time. So now this is what is the new thing that has been brought in Prime, where you can say, so basically it says enable auto login for companies with same credentials. What does it mean? See, it is very simple. For example, let us say in a group company, I am an accountant. Okay, now my credentials for all the four companies are same. Okay, so A is the username, A is the password, for example. So in all the four companies, I have this, and every time as an accountant, when I come, I have to open all the four companies because I'll be, managing all four companies simultaneously, right? So you don't have to every time load the company and enter the same password again and again. So you can now specify this and tell Tally that if the credentials are the same, that when I log into the first company, which is loading here, when I log into the first company, if I enter the credentials, if the same credentials is applicable for the other company, you just open the company, don't ask the password. So that is what it is there. So I made this as yes. Now quickly I will quickly go and enable. So this company, see, there is no password. So how do I now? I've already created the company, started working. Now I feel that I need to enable security control. So come to company, and here you have the security, right? Select this company and it says, do you want to use user access? You say yes. Okay, so I'm going to say username, same credential as administrator of the other company. A I'm giving. Okay, enter. Right, fine. So I say control A. So now this company also has got the same credentials. Now I quit Tally, and let's say now I'm going to start Tally. Right. So the first company, two companies I've mentioned that it has to, the moment I execute Tally, it has to open automatically. So the first company is this. So this is my credentials, enter. And if you notice, Tally is also loaded the other company, which I said load automatically. And the credentials of that company also is the same. So now both the companies have opened. So So this way, there are these few enhancements which actually, I mean, like gives you a better experience working with Tally Prime. And like I mentioned, go to is very, very critical button which you should remember, and you will really enjoy start using Tally Prime if you only just understand this go to feature. Remember this go to rather than going through the menu part. If you just use go to and then access any kind of information, you can access from anywhere. So this is one. The second is the button bar part, which I was talking about, where you have various these arrows are there, which gives you all those related voucher types which are there. Otherwise, just remember pressing alt and control part, right? So we can go on and on and on. So many things are there. But the major enhancements and the major discoverability part for all of you who would want to start working on Prime for the first time, I hope this would give you some kind of an idea that how the entire Tally Prime, the menus and the experience of passing an entry or creating a master or viewing the report, how they have logically been arranged, and how easy it is for you to access using this new enhancements or the new feature that Tally Prime provides you, which is the go-to part, right? So quickly, a couple of things I would want to share with all of you. Prime is actually free. Right. So the customers do not have to pay additionally for Tally Prime unless you have a valid TSS. Tally subscription should be valid. So it should not be expired. If it is expired, so you all the user needs to do is just go renew the subscription. And the moment you renew the subscription, you can download Tally ERP. It is available on the portal. You can download the Tally Prime and then you can start using it. Now, some of you will have this apprehension that, okay, I mean, like, I just want to try this, but I don't want to convert my existing license to Tally Prime and convert my data, because I mean, like, once you convert the data from Tally ERP to Tally Prime, then you cannot view the data in Tally ERP. Right. So because of this, you actually have coexistence. So what do you mean by coexistence? So you have your Tally license, you have Tally installed on your system. There is a separate folder. You can go and download Tally Prime, install Tally Prime, and you just in the license you see look for license in the network. It will recognize your Tally ERP license, and automatically that license will get activated in your Tally Prime also. So which means literally now you will have the same license which serves you to work on Tally ERP9, and also you can work on Tally Prime. So this is basically the licenses coexistence. Hopefully, I think for about a month or so, Tally will provide this facility. Now we don't know to what extent they will provide or extend, right? For you to just try and then have an experience on how helpful Tally Prime is going to be, and what value do you see from your existing ERP to Tally Prime? Is it easing your activity on Tally? Is it allowing you to get your information faster? So these kind of things you can evaluate, and then you can decide, and then you can move to Tally Prime also. So I mean, I think that this much, I think, should be uh, helpful for all of you to comfortably at least start I mean exploring Tally Prime. So quickly, 2-3 minutes I can spend in, if you have any questions, uh, I can take questions. Let me just open, or you can raise your hand in case you have any questions.
In case I don't want to shift to Prime right now,
Mm-hmm.
I can work on educational mode. Like in ERP, they used to have educational mode.
Yes.
And then after some time, I can shift
Oh,
to
yeah. Okay,
Prime.
okay. Yeah, good, good, good. I think it's a good question. I think it is relevant in the forum here. Okay, so the one I mentioned that you can activate the license for Tally Gold, and you can have the coexistence. But if you still are in doubt, and you don't want to meddle with your existing license, no problem. The moment you install Tally Prime on your system, and when you execute Tally Prime, it is going to ask you, there's going to be three options. Do you want to work on education mode? Do you want to, configure your existing license, or do you want to activate a new license? Right. So what you do is, every time if you don't want to configure your existing license, then you can click on work on education mode, and you will be able to work on education mode. And I'm sure all of you know that what is the restriction in education mode. You can make the voucher entry only on 1st, 2nd, and 31st of the month. Otherwise, all other reports are available to you. You can use education mode also to evaluate and see how comfortable is it for you to migrate to Tally Prime. I think, I hope this answers your
Yeah,
questions.
yeah, that's it. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you.
Thank you.
Any questions?
Oh,
So quickly, can I see some? Can you just type on the chat and see? Was it? I mean, like, do you feel that Tally Prime seems to be good, or you don't know? Was it useful, the session?
Hello,
Yeah.
sir. Can you put some light on the more details? I was able to see some option like more details. So can you put some light on it?
From which screen, sir?
Voucher entry.
Voucher entry. Okay. So I'm in the voucher entry, right? So uh, I have this. So see, you have these buttons, right? Like I said earlier, that voucher entry is just one voucher entry. There is no separate accounting, inventory, and other things, right? So you get into this voucher entry. So all account related voucher entry is available to you, right? Now, for you to get into any other voucher type, you
there
either you
is
click
one.
here and
There
press.
is one button. Alt I. More
Yes,
details.
yes, I'm coming to that. I'm coming to that, right? So now, what is this? There more detail that you can specify. I'll give you an example. Let's say I'm in my sales invoice. I'm in my sales invoice, right? I have selected my party, right? So now I have some information which I have not specified. I've selected, and I've selected my items, everything, right? Now when I come here to more detail, right? So here, if you see, I can now go and specify, right? Supposing if I missed out my dispatch detail. So what I used to do earlier in Tally is that I have to go back, or I have to take my mouse here, click here, and then again press enter and come here. So that, it avoids that, where you can directly go using the more detail. And I mean, basically based on these options available, you can go and you know update this information. So again, you have the show more here, right? So you can come here, and then you can see all those things. If you want to update order information, or if you want to, you have now basically, uh, you are in accept yes or no, right? So you want to enter voucher narration, so enter here and then enter the voucher narration. That voucher narration gets picked up here. So more detail basically allows you to start capturing those information, which in the normal course of your voucher entry, if you have missed out, you can use them. Okay, now this reminds me that one more very interesting thing that Tally Prime you have is basically where people who have a lot of items. The one big problem that we used to have is that Tally used to print in multiple pages, right? It used to print on the top and all those things. So here now there is this paper optimization feature is available in Tally. Now let me just quickly show this. Get it to my sales voucher. Okay, so this is my item. Now normally if I'm going to print, control P, right? Preview. Okay, I've already optimized this. One sec. Configure. See here, optimize printing to save paper. It is yes. Let me just make this as no, right? And then now I will. click here, and then I come to preview. Right now, you see, if you see here, it has gone into two pages. Okay, page one, and then down it is gone into two pages. Right. So this way, if I want to now, optimize and then see whether can I compress all this without compromising on my information of my invoice, can I can Tally do something to I'm like optimize usage of the paper, right? So this is where you're going to come here, come to the configuration. If you don't know where is this option, because there are 17 more steps are there. If you remember that, okay, optimize page is, there is one option, just type optimize, print, enter. Okay, and then it is becoming you can make it yes. So you might sometimes, what happens, people, I've seen that, when they are going to print the invoice is going to print almost 6 7 pages in our default thing. So one is that I'm saying that optimize printing, uh, where Tally now going to see how it can optimize it. Now if it is further not optimizing, if it is further from 6 page, if it is coming to 4 page or 5 page, now user has an option to further configure what things that you want to see from page number 2 onwards. So how do you do that? Below there is this option, choose details to show second page onwards. So what things that you want. So if you just look at here, you will know exactly, how you easily will. Like for example, in page number 2, you don't want buyer's address, right? You don't want order detail, you don't want terms of payment. So like this, basically whatever you feel that you don't require, because in any case you are going to get all this information on the first page. So further you can decide whether you want any of the information to be printed from second page onwards. So by doing this, now I don't have to save this, I don't have to press control here or something, just close this. And now I come here, and now you see from 2 page, Tally is optimized to single page. So this is again a nice feature where one, it can save a lot of paper, and also, like in one page I can see all the information rather than seeing in the 2 page. Mr. Tandon, I think, is this helps you? Does this help you?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
See, one more thing. Let me just show you. Let me just come here. So this is my long item list which is there. I come to more, show more, more detail, enter, right? So if I want to specify item description for any item, right? So for example, I have this item which I have highlighted. Like for example, I have highlighted this item. So for some reason, I want to give item description for this, especially for this item, so that there's more clarity for my customer. So you come to more detail here, right? And then you come here, and then you say item description, and then I say this is my item item description, enter, and it is going to now give the description here. So let me just come here. See, again, depending on your cursor, this more detail will give you more information. Let me just quickly see if I can show you one more aspect of it. Okay, now I come to more detail, right? See, now I have come to the end of my stock item, right? Now if I want to go and alter any stock item, right, now Tally gives you the line. It says line number 1 is yours. You can see this in this screen here. So in this order, so now I don't have to keep pressing backspace and all those things, go to that particular item or take the mouse and do all those things. Now I want to go to IBM 4, right? So I enter, right? And then for that particular item, what is that I want to do? I want to give item description for that item, right? So this is new item description. So now see this IBM 4P P4 has got this new description. So this way, see, it basically allows you to quickly do the thing without having an irritation of moving back and forth. So that's the highlight of the Prime. So like this, you can, believe me, you will discover more things. I've just spent last 5 6 days to understand this thing, like all of you. Even I've been only getting exposed to this for the last 5 6 days. And I'm sure that when you people get into this and start discovering, you will see more things that are there. Only thing, remember, like I told you, 3 secrets, please remember, right hand side button bar, F12 configuration, and your Brahmastar, which is your go-to. Right? If you remember these three things, I mean, you will actually play around with Tally rather than working with Tally. Right? So, any questions?
We'll come back to you after experiencing. Can we contact you on mail or something?
Definitely, sir. Definitely. Anytime, I am always willing to help. Anytime you can call me, and like I've given the detail, so I will also share my contact information. So at any point in time, you people can get back to me. Like
Thank you very much,
I'll
sir.
be very happy to help. Right. So thank you all, and thank you very much for your patience, and wishing you all a very happy, prosperous, and healthy years ahead, and happy Diwali to all of you. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Bye bye.
Thank you. Bye.